able to manage fear.
What is fear?
I have come to the understanding that
fear is an anguish.
Fear
allows us
is one of the easiest tools that blacks. Fear is one of the tools that manipulators use to manipulate blacks. Now, who are the people that are known to use the tool of fear? Even armed robbers rely on fear to get money out of you. When an armed robber comes to you and points a pew-pew at you and says, your money or your life, he is trying to exert fear. If you are one of those that have read James Hadley Chase, Joker in the Park, there's this guy, I forgot, it's been long I read this book. So fear is the only key that unlocks the wallet of the rich. So in the face of fear, in the face of events that necessitate fear in other people, how do you react? How do you react? Now, you might think that this is not a topic, but we all experience fear every day. And trust me, anytime you engage in fear, it's because your brain at that time cannot provide answers to the immediate challenges that you face. Hence, you resort to fear. You can't pay your house rent, you can't pay your school fees, you can't pay everything. It culminates eventually to fear. Your mates have made it and you have not made it. What is happening? You are creating room for fear. Now, why did I choose to talk on the topic of fear? Fear has led a lot of people to make wrong choices. And I will start by the type of fear we find in church. That is the biggest fear. Okay, let me not be specific. The type of fear we find in religion. Religion, like I said in previous videos, if you have been following me, religion is man's attempt to find answers to existence. Whether it is Buddhism, whether it is Islam, whether it's Hare Krishna, whether it's Christianity, any type of religion, the thousands of religions that exist on earth, it's simply man's attempt to find answers to the question of existence. Okay. When you go to churches and you see men of God, supposed men of God, asking their members to eat grass, asking their members, particularly female members, to bring their underwears, asking members to lie down while the pastors walk on top of them, or in the case of Islam, where one man tells his members to go and inflict havoc or menace to other communities. So, fear plays a significant role towards making wrong decisions or violence. Now, the purpose of this video is not even to tell you about fear. The purpose of this video is to assist you to manage fear. Now, I am not exactly a spiritual person, but that does not mean I cannot avail myself to spiritual occurrences. Now, there was an event that happened someday. I was in a communication with myself. What pastors would say, I was communicating in the spirit. I was going to leave Lagos, from Lagos to Benin. And a voice told me that you are going to die in an accident. This is true. I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. You are going to die if you travel tomorrow by bus. So I was laughing and I said, okay, if I travel tomorrow, okay, I won't travel tomorrow. So whatever you plan for me tomorrow, it will happen out tomorrow. The voice now said, if you don't travel tomorrow, I'll be waiting for you whenever you travel. So I now said, which means it is settled. Whenever I travel, whether it is today or tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to die. Okay, fine. So since it is going to happen any day after all, so why delay the journey? So I decided to travel the next day anyway. As soon as I got to mile 2, I was in first tag. As soon as I got to mile 2, they were saying, Benin. Before you know it, they say remain one person. Before you know it, they push me inside the car. The bus was very rickety, as in from outside. The bus, they rickety, very rickety bus. You understand me? Before you know it, I entered. I was the last person. They just pushed me inside. I paid, entered, you know. Then I had even forgotten the debate or would I say diatribe or the exchange of words I had with that voice. I haven't forgotten about it. It was when eventually we left the park and we're traveling, the voice now came back and said, so I told you this is when it's going to happen. You get me? Okay, the network is back. So like as I was saying before the slight interruption, sorry, I have a fluctuating network. This is Nigeria. You have to bear with us. So as we were traveling, the voice now came back and said, you thought you are going to escape me. Now I am here. Then I remember that, yeah, we really had this conversation. So I was traveling, I was looking at the journey and waiting for when that death will happen. At what point? I'm already in the bus anyway. The journey has started. I have to be out of Lagos because first I was not living in Lagos. I just came for Lagos for something and I have to leave Lagos. So either way I must travel. And the voice said, anytime I travel, that's going to happen. So I was waiting. Then I noticed everybody in the bus was asleep. I mean, everybody. It was this Kombi bus. Then Kombi bus now they remain. Indomie generation no go know they call Kombi bus. So I noticed everybody in the bus was sleeping except me and the driver. And the driver was constantly looking at me. The driver was constantly, give me now. Give me. The driver was constantly looking. Hold on. Sorry. The driver was constantly looking at me at the rear mirror. So each time my eyes and his eyes made contact, the driver will look away. And that was how it was. So the voice said, you think you are smart. You think you are smart. And just when the voice said, you think you are smart, you think you are smart, the tie rod caught from behind. And we hear, that's what when everybody was, Jesus, hey, Father, Lord, that spirit, blah, blah, blah. Me, I just kept straight. I was expressionless. I was not excited. I just kept, because I wanted to see how, at that point in time, that, I will just see life just snuff off myself and I will cease to exist. If possible, I will see what life is after death. I'm being very honest. You understand me? So, I Eventually, the driver drove to the side and parked, and we discovered that it was a tie rod that snapped. And the driver said if the tie rod had snapped in front, the vehicle would have turned somersaulted. Now we are lucky the tie rod snapped behind. Then the voice told me that you are lucky. This is real. It's not made up. Very, very real. But then I learned something. I realized that fear is a terrible energy. Fear is a terrible, terrible energy. Because these are the things fear does to you when you embrace fear. First and foremost, fear disrupts every ability for your mind to think. Sometimes, the simplest solution that is right there under your nose is taken away because you have embraced fear. Is it okay to be afraid? Absolutely. But you have to manage it. Fear is a spirit and contains negative force. Trust me. Fear. If I'm teaching my wife, the last time I taught my wife how to drive, she poured too much negative energy through her fear in the car. I just told her I will never ever teach you again because we'll go fight. In fact, we fought self. Not be so that as you made the teach the wife, can't you understand? Waiting. With a teach car, I they teach her how to drive. The car they go towards gutter. She holds steering. They ask me waiting she go do. Waiting make she do. Now I say enter the gutter now. No, let the car enter the gutter. Your car they go inside gutter. Ask what you do. No, since you get option enter the gutter. Just say I know may teach me again. I beg if you are a husband, don't teach your wife how to drive car. When I just go kill her, when I just go buy one herself for nothing. Don't try it. Don't try it. Anyway, we are talking about fear. You know, when I look at issues, I think very, very deep. Very, very deep. I try to stretch to that point that human beings think and attempt to go beyond that thinking and see what is there. I have an inquisitive mind. Trust me when I tell you that my mind is so very, very inquisitive that I try to delve into realms unknown. And when I investigate these realms, it's not to search for negative outcomes, but to find solutions to questions yet unanswered. That is